Okay, so the next part we're bringing in here is quite a big part of our tune. It kind of makes a big statement in this sort of new disco genre, and it's a big synthy stab, almost like an 80s stab effect. I'm just going to insert a new MIDI track, and I'm going to call it Big Stabs, and I'm going to go drop in a silent, go to our Live Devices MIDI, and go to our scale, pentatonic in black, and again a chord. Drop that in as well. And I'm just going to initialize this patch first of all. We'll make the chord afterwards. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to go up to our saw wave here at the top left. I'm going to bring in another voice and I'm going to just slightly detune this. I'm going to bring it up an octave as well. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in another saw wave here on the right, and I'm going to put 6 voices here. Detune this. And I'm going to keep that at the 0 in the octave. And I'm just going to bring the phase out here because we're playing the same saw waves here. Make sure both the retrigger functions are on. So make sure that's 6. And then I'm going to go down to the left here. I'm going to put the filter type to a low pass and make sure that both oscillators are selected. And I'm just going to keep that in the middle here so we can hear it. And I'm going to bring the filter control up. I'm going to have this down at 0 and just affect it afterwards. So I'm going to keep it here for now. And I'm going to go to part B, bring in some white noise. Bring one voice. I'm going to bring the volume of this right back. This makes it makes it quite fuzzy. Let's bring the volume back on the right one here with the 6 voices. And then I'm going to go part B, make sure the low pass is selected there as well. I'm going to go set that to 0 on the cutoff frequency. And I'm going to set this to 0 on the cutoff frequency now as well, now that we've got that set up. And down at the bottom here, I'm going to go to the mod envelopes. And I'm going to affect the cutoff frequency of both of these oscillators. So I'm going to turn this right up. And I'm going to increase the attack. So this is the length of time that it's going to take the filter to open up. So we're going to have it keep it quite short. So it's a nice quick open of the filter, and then this is the length of time that it takes to tail off afterwards to close again. And we're going to have this up quite high because we're going to have it sort of fading down over time. And then we're going to bring the sustain up as well so that it holds up there for a length of time as well. And then we shouldn't need the release because it's not going to get that far. And we're just going to go to LFO1 here, select our cutoff, and I'm going to turn the gain up on this right up to the top. And we're going to use the freeform here so that we're not stuck on a quantized section here. So I'm going to set it just to around 2 Hertz. I'm going to turn the cutoff of this up as well. So if you set that right up to the top, you'll notice that over time the LFO will start to come into play. And you get that sort of odd shaking pattern there. And then I'm going to go to LFO2 and I'm going to change the pitch of the tune, or the pitch of the oscillator. So we get this sort of if you almost think sort of Daft Punky, sort of wavy type, or sort of vibrato on the synth itself. So you get that sort of 80s sound. So I'm going to turn the gain up on this. And I'm going to make sure that we're in the free form as well. And I'm going to turn the rate up to about 4 hertz or so. So there's the sound we're looking for there. That's a sort of wavy sound. And what we're going to do, instead of actually setting this to just be constant, we're going to have our envelope here adjusting this. So we're going to bring the gain down to 0 again, so we won't hear it. And then in the mod envelope 2, we're going to select the LFO2 gain, which is this control. Go to LFO2 gain, and then just turn this up slightly because we don't want it overpowering it. Set our attack up so that it comes in over time. We want it to stay there as well, so we'll set our decay. And we can just turn this up as well, just to hear it a bit better. So you can hear now we're getting that sort of pitch coming in over time. Okay, so the next thing to do here, which is to close our silent and actually create a chord. So I'm just going to bump up a couple notes in here. So bring the volume back on this. So we've got a +3, -7, and +8 here. Just notice here, it sounds a bit odd there, and the reason for that is because we're in the wrong key. So set this to D sharp, then we get that sort of feeling that we have with the rest of the tune, and it immediately sounds a lot better. Okay, so that is our stab almost ready to go. In the next one, we're going to draw in the notes for this, and then add a bit of EQ to it. And then we're also going to do a bit of a change in the bass line to coincide with the actual stabs that we're playing.